early on, I would send a good morning message probably daily. I would send a good morning message daily. And after a while, I kind of fell off it. That's
Got
me.
comfortable.
I got
I won't
comfortable.
say the word, but
That's,
thank you,
that's
babe.
me. So now if I do it sometimes. I send a good morning message, and sometimes I don't even get a response. So the next day, you ain't getting no doggone message. Let's go and get started. You ain't respond. You better respond to the other one before you get a new one.
That don't make no
Well, I
sense.
mean,
Like I saw, we done talked on the phone, everything in the day.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
but see, that goes with, because that goes with women and their emotions and stuff.
Right.
Exactly.
And our love language.
Yeah, y'all are physical. So like you said, when you could touch me and I'm ready, when we get to the bed, okay, I'm ready. But you ain't had no communication with me all day.
Right. You ain't,
So now I'm on
yeah.
emotion, and now you want me to be like how you is in the bed. I mean, it's only so much we could be putting on, and we ain't getting our emotional needs met.
Right.
So I got to send a text message every day.
Hi, I'm Martine.
Hey, it's your boy Q.
Hey y'all, it's Kiara.
And it's your boy Kelby, and we are Sunday Wine Podcast. So we're gonna give you a quick one this week. We're gonna hit a quick recap, I guess, of what we talked about last week, which was communication. That's the recap. We talked about communication. We'll give you part 2 today. But before we get into it, we can go ahead and say a quick prayer. So, Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for rising on this day. This is Easter Sunday, Lord. We just thank you for giving your life for us, Lord God, that we may have life and have it more abundantly. So, Lord, we just thank you for who you are, all that you are in all of our lives. Anybody that's listening, Lord God, we ask you to continue to bless them in a mighty way. Continue to bless us as we sit here to dialogue about different things, Lord God, knowing that you are still the foundation of our lives, Lord God. So we just thank you. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Communication
Good old Easter.
on Easter Sunday.
On Easter Sunday.
Yes.
So where did we stop at last week? Because I mean we were, I mean, it seemed like it was definitely female dominant last week. I feel like we were under attack
I
about.
think we took some tidbits though. I think we had some takeaways, like, just being more open to communicating to y'all how we feel, and not feeling like we can't speak our minds because of y'all reaction in a sense. So
Right.
I think that's like a good takeaway from us. What did you take away, Martine?
I'm not saying women are definitely emotional, but it's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's going right in on the man when he walk in from work. It's not the best, but but I think it was good because we was able to dialogue and get a perspective from not only our standpoint but also from the man.
Right.
So did you make any improvements this week?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he did.
I took a little bit. I tried to.
I got a little teary-eyed yesterday.
Kinda
She was communicating with me.
remember how to not respond with everything, not to be the same hard guy, to kind of soften up. So yesterday, I know she was going through a little bit, so my communication was a little softer yesterday.
It was.
Look at you, man.
Good.
Look at you. That's
It was really good.
That's
yes.
growth. That's
It
what's up.
was.
Definitely
Because I was
growth.
not expecting.
And it was
Like I was
intentional.
literally
I thought about it
not expecting his
before I
response to
sent
be
the
what it
message.
was.
Ah.
I thought about it.
So
I said,
did you send it and then hit edit, or you typed it and then you deleted it and then?
No, I thought it. I said, you know what? I know she's going through it right now, so let me give her a better response than I would normally give her, and just let her know that it's gonna be okay. That like we got it. You got it.
Right. So I think this week what we did was, we did go for a walk this week. One of the things she talked about was us getting back into walking and spending more time together. So we did take a walk this week. And we put Mr. T out there with us. But then when we was walking, she had multiple people on the phone with her. So we were talking, but we couldn't talk the way we wanted to talk. But then we had to get it back to where we needed to get back to. So, that's kind of where we went at from there.
Yeah, but the conversations I was having was very imperative. So it's not like I was just talking like I was gossiping. We was having a communication amongst family. So I was, even though it was our time for walking, I thank you for giving me that moment to speak with my family, so that way we can continue our walk and end our walk on a good note. What did you think? It was a great note. We even actually walked another 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
See?
But extra time.
Yeah. See?
Look at God.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I want to also commend you because you sent me a text and say, "I love you, babe."
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Yes.
So that was nice. And I saw when it came through, but I wanted to sit there and marinate on it a little bit.
So that kind of leads to what we can talk about today. That's
Well,
love.
Yeah.
first of
Yeah,
all,
love language.
I know she sent it. I thought she was being, a little shady because, I
She
sent
respond.
it. Hey, she didn't respond. Almost like she left me on red, but I didn't know she was basking in it. So
Process.
now that I know that's what she was doing,
Yeah.
Feel a little better.
I feel a little better.
So I was setting it up for us to go right into our topic and stuff. You just took my little moment.
Well, let's stop.
No, you can't. No,
Stop.
you just,
Y'all, Monty.
Rewind.
I throw it out there. I throw it out there.
I was setting it up. I had it set up real nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said that you put out a text message and you did what?
You said, babe. You said, "I love you, babe," and that was really special to me. And I was grinning from ear to ear, and I was really excited that you sent that. And I wanted to marinate on it, so I kept looking at it. I didn't even open it because I wanted it to stay on my lock screen. Because you don't really do that, but when you did it, it did something.
Okay, so it was a good improvement,
It
guys.
was,
Okay,
see?
so that means what we said actually got through to you guys.
Yeah, see.
Okay.
So did what we say get through to y'all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I sent the message first to you as far as how I felt, and the response was more gentle too back. So yeah, I think we were both communicating openly.
Yeah, listen, y'all. Let me go ahead and throw this out there. If y'all hear some little munchkins in the background, these my two little knuckleheads. Well, one knucklehead because he just is being him. But nevertheless, we are here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Our podcast is real,
Very authentic.
relevant, authentic.
Real.
Kids, dogs, everybody's
Everybody.
everybody's included. He even get up in the middle and just didn't let me cut to another camera before he did that. But hey, this is us.
This is us.
This is us. So, what we gonna talk about today?
We are talking about love languages. I already know my love language, but we talking about love languages, and I think it's very important to know that within your spouse, so you know how to communicate. Because you can't, if y'all having some type of disagreement, I'm gonna say argument. Arguments, I feel is a strong word. So we say it's a little disagreement. You don't want to come in with a purse. That's not her love language. You know, she gonna
Right.
really? This is what you did, and we have a whole disagreement. So I think it's important to know the love language of your spouse. What do you think?
But that is a form of communication. So
Do everybody know their love language? Know what your love language is?
do you know yours? Because I asked you,
No,
and you ain't saying
honestly,
nothing.
this is not something men really think about. But do I know it? Yes.
Do you?
Just don't
Okay,
ask me
so
what it is.
Have you taken the 5 love languages test?
No, I have never taken.
You
a
have to
test.
take it.
You should.
And,
just
but
to
I
figure
think
out.
my love language is probably touch, affection, that type of stuff. Cause you touch me, I'm ready.
So you like physical touch?
Yes. Don't touch me if you ain't talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
You like physical touch? You get ready.
I do. I on go.
Well, that's good. My love language is quality time. I'm obsessed with my husband. I always want to be around you, and I get a little annoyed a little bit. That's a strong word too. But when you say you had to do stuff and it don't include me. So I'm like, but I know still as a marriage that we also need space, time away from each other.
Right, correct. But don't make it make it sound like I don't want to be around you. We need space together, but space apart from each other. But like, for example, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday, I didn't have nothing on my agenda outside of doing a couple of things while she was at work. Once she got out of work, I was home, and she was like, "What are you going to do today?" I said, "I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to sit on this couch and just be bummy the rest of the day." And she was like, "Well, I'm gonna cancel my plans of what I was gonna be doing, and I'm gonna stay here in the house with you, and we can hang out together." I was like, "No." I just want to just sit on the couch, lay down, do nothing, and then I even had the opportunity, like okay, so I had this thing that I wanted for a very, very, very long time, and it was a PlayStation 5. Mm-hmm. I got the PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
but I have not really had the opportunity to really play it the way I want to play it because I be so busy.
Right.
Yeah.
So yesterday I did play a game of 2K with LeBron and AD and the Lakers for a little minute, and I watched a Ranky Dank. I still thinking about her. Watched the Ranky Dank BET Her movie that ended so stupid. And I felt like I wasted 3 hours of my life yesterday, but that's neither here nor there. But I know she loves to spend time with me, and I do my best to spend as much time with her as possible. Do I know my love language? I like attention. I like to be affirmed. Just to
What kind of attention? Because you kicked me out yesterday. I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
you stand.
so I'm trying.
So
to
what are
see.
the 5 love
Okay.
languages?
Please tell me.
Okay, yeah.
But is this all the love? Like, it can't be nothing outside.
Because
of
they
these
all
5?
are like categories, so it's like
Yes.
they kind of fit together. Like as far
5
as
love languages.
All right, come on with them.
Words of affirmation.
He said affirmation.
I didn't hear that part.
no, he said affirm, so that ain't the same thing as affirmation. So he's saying he likes to affirm.
Affirm is
Where's
the
that-
prefix for affirmation.
right.
To me, and I'm
No.
saying like makes it like you saying you like to affirm to maybe to her or like do you like affirmations to yourself?
Yeah,
Like, do you like for her to give you affirmations?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Give yourself the beat on your chest.
I'm not saying beat on my chest.
But I mean, like,
What else you got? What else you got, babe? First of all, let's go down to love language because evidently I got it wrong.
acts of services.
Okay.
You like
Acts of services. Okay.
gifts.
Gifts. Okay.
You like gifts. You love gifts.
Okay. I'm not.
Quality time and physical touch.
So when we take this test, is it supposed to be like you supposed to pick 2 of the 3, 3 of the 4, 4
I
of the
mean,
5?
whichever ones
I
you
give
feel
all of
like
them
are
neatly.
yeah.
You take the test, and based off the test, the results are displayed on the conclusion. So you start with, they would give you your main affirmation, your main love language, and then it goes down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just got to see what's your. That's why I got to take the test because each person like different things. So for me, I don't care for gifts. That's not my thing.
You don't like gifts?
I don't like gifts like that. No,
You don't like-
I'm not materialistic.
You don't like gifts?
No, come on. But okay, like if you like holidays and stuff like that, of course you expecting something. But I'm saying that if we are having some kind of moment and you come in with some heels on or some thing,
It's
I'm
not
coming in with-
going to
No,
fix the moment. It's not going to fix everything.
it's
Like some
not,
people
yeah.
feel like gifts are a way of kind of
That's
just
what-
like
that's
some
what she
people feel like
said.
a gift is an apology versus your words or affirmation in that sense could have been an apology. So that's what she's saying. Like you don't have to like bribe, almost like bribing me, kind of in a sense.
yeah, and you don't have to give me like if you couldn't because you couldn't spend time with me and I really wanted you to spend time with me, I would prefer that over you bringing in a gift to make up for the time you couldn't spend with me. Cause that gift that you brought in probably gonna sit in that bag or sit in that box, but I would rather have the quality time. That's what the love languages are saying. That I'm not saying that I hate gifts. I'm just saying that my preference for what I enjoy with my husband is quality time, not the gift you give me.
Say that word one more time.
Which one?
Boy, y'all are terrible.
My preference.
My preference.
Oh, there you go. Sounds better, babe.
You is so terrible.
Yeah, so silly.
So did we discover what your love language was out of the list of
Let's
things?
see. Let's see.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, I like words of affirmation.
Acts of services.
Acts of services. Yep.
Gifts.
So when they say acts of services, since we talk about love languages, and most love languages lead to what Q said was on the brochure, the pamphlet, sex. So
Or
when we
intimacy.
talk or intimacy. So when we talk about acts of services, is that in a sexual content, or is that just what kind of services are we providing here?
Per5languages.com. You gotta make sure I plug my resources. Actions that go above and beyond help them feel your love towards them. They can be things like mowing the lawn. I'm not gonna do that. Doing the dishes, you could do that. Or getting up in the middle of the night to take care of the little ones and letting you sleep. So acts of services.
Gotcha.
But
like that.
wait. I mean, I think that's what somebody.com.
It's for both 5languages.com, but
Yeah.
I think it goes both.
I think acts of services could be.
It could be physical too.
It could be physical. Like, yeah, I'm tired, but I'm gonna go ahead and get up and do what needs to be done in order to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they saying like physical touch was just like focusing on like physical touch, but it's like almost being intimate with your partner but not having sex.
No, I was just asking because I didn't know.
Yeah,
what
act of
the
service.
content-
I like that. Yeah, like act of service. It's almost like
So if
you're
I come
mentally
in
or emotionally
and-
thinking of
yeah.
your other partner.
Right. So if I come in the house and she had a long day, I'm gonna clean up and baby rest.
Right.
I'm gonna take care of the dishes,
Yes.
I'm gonna do this, that, and the
Right.
other.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
yes.
stuff like that.
Do,
Right,
do
does
things
he
that
really do it?
normally your
Nah,
spouse
Dad, I
roles
wanna
would
sleep.
be in a marriage.
But let's talk about that. So I mean that's a good thing. But I'm gonna throw I'm not saying I'm gonna throw her under the bus, but I just want her to have
Be
a.
free.
Here's the thing. One of the things talking about mowing the lawn.
But I ain't gonna mow no lawn. You gotta do something realistic. Come down.
But that's an act of service, right? But
Well,
one
not
thing
for a female in most cases.
Yeah,
man,
well, you
in my
a male
neighborhood,
role.
I see females all the time
Listen.
over here mowing the grass. But one of the things I would say is that I don't like pulling weeds. She's good in the flower bed, so I think that's kind
Right.
of like a
The
balance for her.
balance.
So
Absolutely.
I would give her that. I'll give her. I'm just saying, they talked about mowing the lawn, so that's why I brought that up.
It scares my little heart to pieces, but I'd rather work on the flower bed with the bugs and all kind of stuff. I'm not dragging no machine around no yard.
Which makes sense.
I'm not
It's still a
doing that.
balance.
It's a balance.
Yeah, because
It's a
you
balance.
still tending to the yard and so flower bed. So
And I mostly do the kitchen. And just to come downstairs from work and see my husband did the kitchen and prep a
Right.
dinner,
Right.
acts of services.
yes,
I would appreciate that.
that goes a long way.
It does.
A long way because in most cases the role of a female is to tend to the house.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like we're overworked
Yeah.
in all other aspects of our lives, and then we come home and we still got to do all these other things. So if you could just take one little thing off our plate,
Yeah.
just one, every once in a while. It ain't gotta be all the time, but oh, babe, I know you had a long day, like you said, and I just want to come home and fix your dinner, or make sure I order some food, so you ain't gotta worry about getting in the kitchen. You do stuff like that, and it just be like, oh, thanks, babe. Thanks for thinking of me. Like, I'm not gonna do you like that, baby. No, you really do that because sometimes you really know, and I think our communication has gotten better to a sense where I can tell you how my day is going, and you can kind of pick up on that and just adjust accordingly. Like sometimes you just be like, "No, babe, you good? I don't want you cooking today." And I'm like, "Hey, babe, I ain't cooked in 2 days. I be wanting to cook." You be like, "Just take a break," and I'm like, "Thanks, babe."
And girl, get that break.
Yeah. So
break.
that community. I don't know. Sometimes between crafting and the kitchen, those are both kind of my little safe space, I guess. And for me to just wind down. So I don't mind doing it, but when I get a break, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
So, I love the communication between us now. We're
You go
getting
ahead,
better. I think that
Kelby.
last week, really helped out a lot. I don't
you
like
go.
that. Come on, podcast SWP.
We're helping ourselves as we helping others.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
Even kudos to my husband. I said I ain't felt like cooking on Friday, which actually I grew up where you could do on a weekday. On the weekend, you on your own. But I said I ain't gonna do that in my marriage.
No, you didn't say that.
So I said I ain't gonna do that in my marriage. I said that, babe.
Oh, okay.
So I was saying that on Friday, just Friday, I said I just don't feel like cooking. I know I want to eat, but I just don't feel like going to the store, cooking. And once we had dropped off my goddaughter, then we went to Kelly Tavern. So that was really nice that you took me out.
And she paid for it.
I did. Well, I was trying to give you a kudos too. But
Yeah.
I mean,
So instead of us bringing it back to the house, we sat inside there and
Right.
just
I
ate.
just had a little moment.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
And it was good.
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So
So what's your we seem like we've been talking a lot.
no, y'all good.
What y'all been thinking?
What's your love language?
I like acts of service. I like affirmations. Definitely, it's like almost I feed off affirmations, especially from my husband.
Yes.
It's like, let me know that I'm doing a good job. Like, let me know how you feel, But I mean, physical touch. I do like physical touch. I like you kind of being close up on me, like make me feel like you love me. Nah, that's my thing. So
So let me ask.
Affection, yeah.
Let me
I'm
ask
surprised
about-
that's
That's what I like. That's why I say I like the
love affection.
intimacy. I love the
Yeah.
intimacy more than sex.
So
Yeah.
with words of affirmation, is that the same as validation? Because when you say affirmation, you say tell me I'm doing a good job. I think we. I mean, it's still about communication, but I am very. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself type of guy. Like, I want my wife to be so confident in herself without me having to tell her that she's beautiful or that she's doing a great job.
yeah.
So I don't want it to be validation as opposed to affirmation.
Which I get. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if I don't say it as much, because I want you to say it. Like when she say, "Oh, I did a thing on this one," I love when she in the kitchen cook something that turn out real good. She be like, "Oh, I did my thing." I was like, "Oh," but I love it. Like, cool, good. She feels confident in what she's doing.
Right.
And I just want to see that more than me having to tell you that you're doing good. So I don't know if the affirmation that they were speaking of was leaning more toward validation or if it was just affirming what you already know.
I mean, I think
So
affirmation is more like
when they
I love
say
you, but like them
words of affirmation, do they specify what they mean in this?
I think it's just a fancy word for compliments.
Right. Okay.
I'm thinking because it says things like you meant so much to me when you, and that's just what we just been talking about, And she said that that meant a lot to me for you to tell me not to go in the kitchen these last 2 nights, that you would take care of dinner. So those examples like that, or I'm proud of you,
Right,
or
I'm proud of you. I
thank
love
you
you.
for,
Yeah.
or you
I
inspire
appreciate
me.
you. Yeah.
Things
Gotcha.
like that. I appreciate when you stuff things like that. So
Gotcha.
it just, it's like you said earlier, it's just affirming, but I still think I don't know. I still want to touch on the affection part though.
Go ahead. Affection.
Because I love affection. And I think affection and affirmation kind of go hand in hand. And the reason I say that is because if my husband is showing me affection, not in a physical, but you're telling me, babe, like you came home today and you was like, I love how that look. I love how that look on you. That made me feel really, really good. Like, oh, so I put my little where you don't. I'm confident without you saying that, but by you saying that, it's putting the icing on the cake. Because before I walk out the door, I want to automatically get that affirmation. I automatically want to get that affection from my husband before I even hit the streets and somebody else tell me.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no. Yeah.
So yeah.
So
That's
you like, she loves affection. So I do my best to try to give her as much affection as possible, but that's like a something that she just really craves on. So that's something that I try to work on daily, and not only daily, but try to, like we talked about last week, setting up times. Well, I know you guys talked last week about being intentional with 2 younger kids, just trying to make sure that y'all have time for yourselves. So even though at this current time we don't have kids, I still try to make sure that I intentionally try to plan out time to ensure that she gets that affection that she needs, because if she has the affection that she needs, it's going to make her feel a whole lot better, which is going to make my life a whole lot easier, because she's going to want to do or allow me to continue to do some of the things that I enjoy doing.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, I wouldn't say allow, because allow is like you asking for permission. So I enjoy seeing you do those things because of how much you love doing them. I don't want to nag you when I think that I'm being shorted of your attention, your affection towards me. I don't want you to go out there and give them 80 or 90% and come home and give me 10%.
That's good. That's deep.
So, so I don't say allow. I want you to. That's you. I mean, in a way, you growing yourself, you growing your passion, you doing what you're going to do. But if I'm here and I'm giving you that room, not even giving, but I'm not breathing on your neck, I'm not nagging you, I'm not doing all this stuff. But when you come home and you come through that door, all the energy that you had out there, give me some of that energy. But not to say that you ain't doing it.
I'm just saying. But sometimes you just be what, and I get it. It's kind of like trying to figure out that balance. Because I mean, literally, like when you give all, when you come home, it's like you gotta try to kind of get fueled back up to come home. It's not like you coming home because you're drained, but it's like, okay, just like she said, you give everybody else time and energy and effort, but then you come home and you be like, okay, yeah, you still gotta give time, energy, and effort.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
okay,
because like marriage is a job.
It is.
So it's like working a night shift. But go ahead. Man.
So for a long time, I ain't gonna say I looked at it wrong, because I still feel the same. We go out into the workforce, and that could be men and women. We go out in the workforce, and I personally look at home as my safe haven. Like when I go home, it's my place of rejuvenation. It's my place of relaxation. Do I want to spend time and be as energized as I was when I left this morning, when I first got out of bed and I went to work? Absolutely. But realistically, is that really the case? No. I mean, we are drained. Y'all are drained. Y'all work all day. Y'all dealing with the kids all day. So it comes to a point when you get home. Do you want the same energy? I get it. Absolutely. But do we really have the physicality to maintain that all throughout the day? If that's the case, we don't need sleep.
Well, I'm not saying come home at 100%. I'm saying don't come home at 5 or 10%. Don't walk through the door and you crawling on one knee, got one arm still up, And I'm like, well, I ain't really called you all day today. I ain't bugged you. I ain't did none of that. And then now here's the end of the day when I feel like I deserve much more
No, I get
than
it.
that.
I get it.
So by me not being on your neck, when you come through the door, I expect just a little bit of affection.
Absolutely.
You ain't got to give me 100%, but give me more than.
No, I'm not
Don't
saying
come
that
and
we
be down.
come in here and be down, because at the end of the day, a man, when he gets home, he wants to be greedy. He wants to that same energy. He wants to feel loved, and he wants to give love, because when it's time to go to bed, I don't care how tired I am.
Yeah.
That's not gonna stop me from being intimate or making love to my wife. Like that's what I call making love to my wife. That's not gonna stop that.
Yeah. And I guess that's what happens. Like if you come in the house with that 5%, you're like, I don't want to do nothing because you ain't give me no type of energy when you got here. So don't think you're gonna get the same energy when you get in the bed.
Exactly,
the bed
that's it.
is a rejuvenator. The bed is something different.
But that's where
It's something
you gotta
different.
be.
That's where the mix up comes in between men and women. The women feel like when you've been tired, go to sleep.
Right.
I was tired because to get to this point.
Nope.
No. But see, that goes with, because that goes with women and their emotions and stuff.
Right.
Exactly.
And our love language.
Yeah, y'all are physical. So like you said, when you could touch me and I'm ready, when we get to the bed, okay, I'm ready. But you ain't had no communication with me all day.
Right. You ain't,
So now I'm on emotion, and now you want me to be like how you is in the bed. I mean, it's only so much we could be putting on, and we ain't getting our emotional needs met.
Right.
So I got to send a text message every day.
Yeah, because
No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, I just, as
But
part
it
of her, it helps. It helps. Okay.
It had me very excited to see you and
So
stuff.
I, a lot of times, early on, I would send a good morning message probably daily. I would send a good morning message daily. And after a while, I kind of fell off it. That's
got
me.
comfortable.
I got
I won't
comfortable.
say the word, but thank you,
that's
baby.
me. So now, if I do it sometimes. I send a good morning message. And sometimes I don't even get a response. So the next day, you ain't getting no doggone message. Let's go and get out. You ain't respond. You better respond to the other one before you get a new one.
That don't make no
Well, I
sense.
mean,
Like I saw it. We done talked on the phone, everything in the day.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I
But no,
sent you a
but-
message,
but
and
my-
this is just me. Now I get it. Yeah, we've talked on the phone, this, and I get it. So, but still, the response on the phone was a response for the phone conversation. The response in the text is for this text. Respond to the text.
Yeah,
That's
respond,
communication.
yeah.
But I don't mean just cut it off just because you didn't get a response. That means you still be
No, I'm still
consistent
waiting
on your
the next.
end.
I'm still waiting on a response so I can respond to the next time.
No.
Yeah.
You
He
still
said
supposed to be.
that message
regard-
gonna roll over.
Hello.
That don't make no sense.
Listen, I copy and paste the same message the next day.
And he did. I'm like, you said that yesterday.
I sure did. I said the last 3 days. And if you look at your phone, it ain't nothing in between those messages that you got. So if you ain't responded to it, maybe you ain't read it. So let me send it back again, and then you read it.
Petty, real petty.
Communicate. We talk about communication here.
Wow.
You gotta respond in
Girl, you gotta
communication.
respond.
It was
You gotta
real
respond
petty.
and
I'm
communicate.
like, are you serious?
At the same time and everything.
So we saying 3
It
days.
was a whole copy and paste. It was 2 days.
2 days.
It was 2 days, but
At
he
the
copied
same
and pasted that
exact
same.
time.
I'm like, hey, why you send the same message? Because I ain't getting a response from the last one. Like, seriously though?
Yeah, girl, respond to the message.
So I guess text message you can't put like the little like high importance or something like that, like you do emails.
Are you talking about that,
No.
like the emojis?
Yeah, like you could put like high importance or something like that.
Oh, I don't know, but I just
Oh
know
yeah, I think so. Not high importance, but you can, like talking
wasn't
on his
important
end if
enough
I'm
for you
sending
to-
it.
it won't
That's
important enough.
But
for you to,
sometimes
respond.
it just be like I be in the middle of the day and it be a lot going on. So I did read it. Not like I completely ignored it or whatever the case may be. Like I saw it and then I was like, okay, it's gonna be quicker for me to kind of respond to you or at least communicate to you by just calling you. Mm-hmm. And you can get on the phone and he's salty, like
Yeah, he
he was
read-
salty.
I guess you had to start the
even,
message
sometimes even
like-
when I just say like morning, he felt type of way about that. He was like, well, why don't you just say good morning? I was
Right.
like, that's just the way I text.
Morning is
Like,
dry. It's dry to me. Morning. 'Cause now this is how I'm reading it. Morning.
but to me,
That's
it's
how
just,
I feel
it's
about
just
the
a
letter
quick.
K.
It's a quick
I don't like K.
Yeah, K.
I don't like K. I don't like the short acronyms of Texas. That is one of my
Say
pet
good
peeves.
morning.
That's one of my pet peeves. I'm very detailed, so I like communication.
Right.
So if I'm sitting there, I'm taking my time to send you this message.
Hello. Take your time and
And-
respond.
You got to respond back. You got to respond back. But if you don't respond back and I see you, I'm like, dude, you ain't seen this message.
That's the question. So you ain't
You
seen my
ain't
message.
seen this message. But you be all in the other group chatting.
But you responded in a group chat and you responded to my team.
Wait, hold on.
But I did respond to you before I respond to anybody else.
Whoa,
He can't get no signal while he at work. But here he is, he in a group chat saying something all day. And I done sent him a whole bunch of I love yous and all
Ain't got
kinds of
nothing.
stuff
He
and
ain't
good
got nothing.
mornings and everything. I ain't got nothing. I ain't even got a love or a like. No double tap or nothing on my
No double
message.
tap.
But
No
you
nothing.
right there.
Thumbs up. Give me something.
I think this is a great idea. What we should do.
Give me something, Montaigne.
Oh man,
Well, you know I don't go there. I
I feel
don't
like
do
I'm.
that.
I'm gonna feel like I'm.
Hey, you?
No,
I don't
wait,
know.
nah. Whoa.
I'm glad to be on the side, Q.
Yeah, I mean, you
Before I
could be.
respond, I did it. I responded to you
So sometimes I don't remember that moment, so I'm gonna have to figure out that particular moment. But some of the time, some stuff she says, like she writes a whole book in a text message, and I'm trying to process, like we talked about last week. I'm trying to process because I don't know how you want me to
analyzing your message.
analyzing your. That's what I do. For, she talked that I don't want to be like
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
analyzing because if you didn't type this whole thing, it's like, well, how do I respond? So sometimes I'll be like, I'll respond to this when I see you or something, because sometimes it's just a lot that you got to try to like.
Not all the messages be books, babe. It just be random stuff because I work here all day by myself. So sometimes I'm like, I miss my husband, so I'm gonna send you a little text message. It just be little lovey stuff. I love you, babe. Hope you're having a great day. Stuff like that. Nothing. Crickets is what I get.
Okay.
And then here come the group chat. I'm like, he done had a whole paragraph in here. You see my number one up there. When you look at my name, it has a number one that's a notification to let you know that I sent you something.
Wow. Communication, guys.
Communication.
Yeah.
Well, so next week,
Prioritize, I
I will
guess.
next week to make sure every time she sends me a text message, yeah,
Even if it's a thumbs up or a heart. Or
But hold on, whoa, hold on.
You love the message. I started loving. Is neither here nor there.
No.
Uh-oh.
I started loving the messages because.
Why you holding the mic like that?
Oh,
You trying to overtalk me? Go ahead,
No,
babe.
I ain't, babe. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
I started loving the messages because of how you respond. When you respond with those little acronyms and things like that, I'm like, well, he ain't even trying to put no thought into what he's sending me back. So I'm just gonna like it with a thumb, or I'm just gonna love it with a heart.
So that's a whole topic of a whole nother conversation. But once again, if I don't respond in the way she expect me to respond, it's a problem.
No,
We talked about that last week in communication.
If I respond by just saying, I can't say okay because she just told y'all she don't like us just saying okay. If I just say thumbs up, she don't like that. She wants me to take
She wants
time
you to respond with a book.
with the book, or respond with some type of thought process behind it. When I'm talking to somebody else in a group chat, I'm not saying that you are not important as a group chat. It's just that group chat may be easier to respond to because I don't have to really think through, if I say this wrong, what's gonna happen.
so it kind of feels like my messages are complicated.
Not necessarily that they're complicated.
But it's almost kind of like you got to think through the
Complex.
response to make
But
sure.
if you don't respond the way you feel it needs to be responded to, then it may be an issue.
I mean, that's why I try not to text too much so I don't get my feelings hurt. In a way.
Well, I don't want you to feel like
I
don't want you to feel like you can't text. So that's something that I have to do a better job of. But I also need, if you send something, I need you to also kind of work with me to say, well, hey, if I don't respond to a book, if I just say, hey, babe, I love you, or hey, baby, I got this, can we talk about it later? Or hey, I love you, or hey.
But do I nag you if you don't respond back?
Say it again.
Do I nag you or anything if you don't respond back? When you walk in the door, did I say you didn't see that message? Do I do anything?
No,
like that?
you don't.
Okay,
You
that's
don't.
what I'm saying. I send it. If you don't respond back, then it's left alone.
But
I
you
don't
do
nag
feel
you
some.
about
But
it.
you still feel some type of way.
I do because I'm communicating with my husband. You like my best friend. I really, really love you, babe. So if I'm communicating with you, then you are on my mind. So yes, I do expect a communication back. But if I don't get a communication back, then I'm like, okay, he was busy. He was this and he that. I already gave you excuses before you even say whatever your excuses is, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
So,
Right.
so the expectation when there is a message from your spouse, the expectation is a response, not via phone call if it was via text,
Yes.
but via text,
Via text.
and not just a unthought of thumbs up or heart reply, but with some thought behind it.
Some thought behind it.
So I guess that's still part of communication. And like I said, we're growing, we're learning each other more and more. No matter how long you've been married, if you're listening in, no matter how long you've been married, or whether it be 50 years, 20 years, 5 years, 1 year, or you getting into a relationship where the communication is very important. That's what we're getting into with this whole talk. So
Right.
the lesson today or right now is if there's a text sent out, respond.
Yeah.
That's the lesson from this.
Respond, and I still think it falls within the categories that we are speaking of, because that could fall up under acts of services. I would think, because if you're sending me a text and I respond back to you, then you putting in that quality time for me before you even get home. So
that'll make intimacy and all of that much
there you go.
easier.
There you go. You walking right into it.
So
you
you
ain't even
setting it
gotta
up
do
for
it
the
to
day.
get
You
me
ain't
all
gotta work.
worked
You
up.
ain't gotta
You
work.
see what I'm saying? If you start it early on in the day, by the time you get home, you be ready. You're like, oh, okay, man. You know, send me a I love you text. By the time you better come on in here, boy.
So I'm gonna do a better job of responding to texts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna do a better job of responding to texts.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And you say you like physical touch. And well, no, Kevin said you like physical touch.
I do.
And you like words of affirmation. You don't really, and that don't do nothing for you.
No, not
it's just the
really.
physical. But what about the other three? Okay, you got acts of services.
Go through them again. I gotta learn these love languages. Acts of words of affirmation.
Okay, words of affirmation, acts of services, gifts, quality time, and
I
physical
like
touch.
quality time.
Yeah.
I like quality time. Like I'm the guy. If I'm sitting on the couch, I would love. I don't mind. Or I love when my wife comes and sit with me, like sit right beside me, get up under me, lay on me. I'm on my shoulder or something. Anything. If I lay on the couch, lay there beside me.
Yeah.
You know, I like
You like
stuff like that. And that, but that also leads to physical touch too. So I don't. They go right back. They go right into
Like
it.
that's my number one is the physical touch.
So quality time. No, I like to go out and do stuff. You know, go do things. I go to the park, sit down, and do a little picnic. You know, that kind of quality
Oh,
time.
that's so nice.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. We've done it. I do it. Going out on a boat, that's quality time for me. If I'm outside working on a vehicle and they come outside, I love it. I'm like, y'all coming outside just to be around.
Just to be around,
Yeah.
to see your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's quality time to me because I'm accomplishing something that I need to get done, but it's also spending time with my family. So yeah,
What you think?
I got 2 of the 5.
Yeah.
What you got?
What would be your top 2?
Read them again.
Yeah, words of
We
affirmation.
need to learn these things.
What's
Hey
that
fellas, if y'all
information?
don't know y'all love languages, listen, get to know them because your wife knows. They know theirs.
They know
They
they're
waiting on you to learn yours.
5lovelanguages.com. You can take your test so you
I
can
ain't taking
know.
no test. I ain't-
You got to take it so you can know what you're at. Well, you said, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good to have the study behind
Yeah,
what you
how we get to where we are.
is. There it is. Words of affirmation,
Words of affirmation.
acts of services,
Acts of services. Gifts.
quality time,
Quality time.
and physical touch.
How many we get to pick? 2?
You could, I mean, whatever.
I would say physical touch.
Let's go 1 through 5.
Words of affirmation. And
just
I mean,
going my top 2,
and
but
I
that's
like.
it.
I mean, I like quality. I like quality time. I do like spending quality time with her. I do like especially like her coming.
kick us out.
Yeah, I know, right? I do like spending
Trying to
quality
get
time
dinner.
with her, or just even like her when I'm going on the shoot or doing something, being with me, because it's like, okay, we get to spend time together, and I get to see it from her perspective and her vantage point. So yeah, and I'm gonna do a better job of.
QDS. Your QDS shoes.
QDS. Listen, y'all, if y'all don't know who QDS, I think I told y'all before who it is. It's QDS is Q Design Solutions.
These
And listen,
guys.
if you need them, here go the plug.
Here
if
go
you
the shameless
need
plug.
photography, videography, this man is a producer. He do mass productions.
Very creative.
Y'all hit him up. We're gonna find a way to put his name and number on the screen between here and there.
Yeah.
So he the plug.
There.
Plug.
Shameless
All
plug.
right, back to communication.
Always a part for an insert.
Right. So yeah. So
Commercial
I mean,
break.
I think for me, I hear her and she has these conversations. It's just a constant date constantly trying to figure out ways to get better of communicating, because if you communicate throughout the day, like she says, it makes it easier when it's time to get home. So I'm going to do my best to continue to work on my communication skills, even if it's, hey, babe, I understand the text that you say, I love you, and we can talk about it later. At least I'm giving her some type of response than no response at all. Right. So, and I won't give her a thumbs up or text a heart, or if I heart the message, you got to respond back to the message. Yeah. Or I won't just say okay or K, because she hates that, because when I get the text back or get it when I say something, like I might write a paragraph I don't write a paragraph that often, but when she texts back K, I'm like, well, hi, it's okay for you to text back K, but
K
when I
mean she in her feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. I am. But and me too. It's things that I can work on as well. It's not, just to throw bags, stones and stuff at you. It's things that I can work on that I would like to hear from you. I mean, I'm not the perfect wife.
But you're perfect for him.
I'm like 99.99%. You got that 1% that I do need a little work on.
You said 1%?
I need a little 1%.
You mean 0.01? Because you said 99.99.
99.99. So 0.01.
Yeah, because if you say that 1%, that means that's gonna take you.
And see, this is the part when I be talking about communication, because you could have just let that little piece just go.
Everybody knew what you were talking about. Everybody knew.
And then you want to sit there and correct me on math.
I'm just saying, because then if you put 1% on there, now it's 100.99, and then now it's 101.
Done got backtracked. Don't be trying to put me out there, trying to embarrass me in front of these people, child.
I love it.
I'm just speaking true.
Listen, okay, so I'm gonna jump off the subject, but we not going far from it, because it's also about communication. So, and this kind of backtracks to what we talked about last week with communication. So we've learned love languages today. We've learned how to respond to, I guess, love languages, and also how to respond to text in conversations, which is all communication. But I was with some people, and I'm like, man, we talked about this lesson on a podcast. I see some people talking, and it's just like emotions were high, and now that we've been talking, so when I see things like that, and I be like, yo, chill out, like think about what's going on, like, because These podcasts not only help other people, they helping us.
Right.
Like, or they help me. So when we go out into the world and we see these things happening, man, it's so easy to point out things then when you sit down and talk about it. And like yesterday, I was just like, there was a situation like the dude was like, well, he said something, his wife looked at him and he just jumped from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, no. What happened? What did I miss?
Right.
What did I miss? So I'm gonna send him the podcast. From last week. Like, y'all look at this man. But listen, we ain't gonna be up here. We said it's Easter Sunday. We ain't gonna be up here all day and night. So
man, this communication piece was really, really good, man. I think we learned a lot over these past 2 weeks of not only being able to like Kelby said, like help other people, but it's really helping us navigate through things. Like I said, I know my wife definitely loves me to communicate. She loves me to send those text messages, but I just got to learn to say, okay, let me take a 5-minute break, because when I'm at work, I'm literally working. I work through lunch, I work through that, but I just do a better job of making sure I communicate back through her. So when I communicate back to her, when I walk into the door,
hello, somebody.
It's on and popping.
Rose petals on the float.
Yes. Yeah.
Cute.
So
yes, and and now that my husband is understanding my love language, I know things going forward it's already great. It would be magnificent at that point. So definitely go to 5lovelanguages.com. Learn your love languages for yourself and your spouse. That way, you can increase the productivity of your marriage.
That's nice. It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
What do you get from it, from these last 2 conversations on this podcast?
I mean, like I
episode 2
said
and 3.
earlier, I mean, just being able to be more open to you and you understanding now that you're going to have a softer response to what I say to you, which is important because, I mean, I have to be able to communicate how I feel, but I know like I can't be harsh at the same time as far as when I do communicate those things in general. And just now being able to hear what your love languages are, because I have asked you numerous times and you just like, I don't know. Like, so, I mean, it's good to hear like you put some thought into it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I do like that, you know, and different things. So now it's something that I can also work on as your partner to make sure it kind of helps our relationship in the long run.
Don't be saying that's my partner. I don't like that. Say it.
We are partners.
Okay, well, we partners. You done? How you done, babe?
Yeah.
Partner.
As partners, I didn't say you're my like. See, like that you just
now you thought about it. That's what he's saying. So listen, I've learned so much from the last 2 sessions. Like I said, I've even been able to kind of talk to other people from what we've learned or for what we've talked about. Communication is real. Communication is like one of the top things in marriages that help separate marriages because people just can't communicate. So being able to communicate really does help. So like I said, all you guys that are listening, if you're not doing that great of a job at communicating, it takes work. It's not going to happen overnight. But please start communicating with your spouse, with your girlfriend, your situationship, your whatever it is that you're in. Even with your children, you know, ways to communicate. Communication is just key
it's so
in
broad.
life.
Yeah. On
your job, at home, at church. There's so many ways to communicate. So let's continue to work on communication, and we'll go from here. So next week we're gonna do something special, something different.
So
we'll be back at 6 o'clock, same time. That's not gonna change. But we have a special guest coming on next week. I'm excited. Q and I are gonna get out the way. So we're going to get out the way right now, and we're going to let the ladies have it and talk about what's going to happen here in the next week.
Yes,
Sunday Wine Podcast. Talk to them, girls.
Yes, I am so excited. We're going to have Tamara Holtz in the building. So excited. She's a mom. She's an author. She's an amazing woman. She's a first lady. She's a blogger. She's an influencer.
Everything.
She got a whole track. You know, she's an amazing woman, and I'm grateful to call her my friend and my sister. So I'm going to be helping her with her mom pajama that's coming up, Mama Pajama Party.
Yes.
I went glam pajama party.
Pajama glam party. So.
But yeah, so we're just gonna bring her on, share some information to all the mothers out there, the inspiring mothers, the moms to be that's coming. You know, whatever you have been through, she's had that experience. So I'm glad that she's going to be in the building to kind of share some insight to us and kind of talk about her glam pajama. I went last year and I had a ball. I had so much fun, and I actually shed a few tears because it was real. Like, you know, sometimes like as women we don't get that little outlet, you know, and being surrounded by other mothers is like almost creating a sisterhood because you don't have that connection with a lot of women. So, but yeah, I mean, it was amazing. So I can't wait to bring her on and her to share more things about it. Yeah.
I'm definitely excited to hear for what Miss Tamara has to say. Teach me. Because, I mean, I ain't mommy yet, but I will be. So teach me. So I'm definitely excited for her to be on a podcast.
Yeah. So, yes, y'all stay tuned as we have more information coming in regards to that. But in the meantime, just go ahead and like, share, subscribe, get connected to us on all our platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We have many other avenues, so you can just be connected with us. Get in the comments, tell us how you feel. I mean, we just don't be, you know, leaving us blank because we want to hear what y'all got to say. If y'all got something to say, you know. So just get connected to us. We are so grateful for y'all tuning in with us, and we can't wait to see y'all next week.
Sunday Wine
Podcast.
Listen, y'all see it. Here we are. Here we go. We going from here. Let's go.
Let's go.